Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Throwing again on second down. Manning. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A big play there. 67 yards as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point up and through, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now Kaepernick throwing on second down. And he gets it to Bolden. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's McCluster. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And he's going to go down. It's a sack on Kaepernick. It's 7-7, our score after 1. Kaepernick now on 3rd and goal. Airing it out deep for Smith. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Here's Allen, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
On the handoff, they start with McCluster. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They get this to Smith on the jet sweep. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, not a big gain with that play, but what they're doing is they're spreading the defense out, probing a little bit, and what they're hoping probably is that later in the game, they can create a matchup that they can exploit for big yardage later.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And this will be taken at the 13. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked.
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to air this thing out deep for... Got his man. It's Thomas. Touchdown, Denver. A big play there. His second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Broncos have taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And that'll carry over the back. Line of the end zone for a touchback. 25-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they get this game tied up.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. His second catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down. 2 minutes even on the clock in the first half of Super Bowl 54. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
On play action, it's Manning. He gets it to Thomas. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
It's caught. Decker. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. They'll run on first down. It's Moreno. And a short pickup there down to about the 9.
Recon, 152 fighter. Ready?
On second and 9. Manning. The quick slant caught. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. And his kick is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Kaepernick to throw on second down. Looking here for Smith downfield. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, it's Kaepernick. Airing it out deep for Smith. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, fourth down. Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on fourth down. They're going to run. Here's McCluster. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. So we've reached halftime here in the 2020 Super Bowl, Super Bowl 54, as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. With a never tedious halftime show behind us, and now it's back to football as we get going again in Super Bowl 54. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Here's Kaepernick to throw. Oh, he may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. To throw, Kaepernick. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Come on, undercook now.
They'll try to get the ground game going with Hillman. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5 now. Manning. Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. So they come out of the locker room trailing, but plays like that, they won't be trailing much longer. Defense really starting out well this second half.
Yeah, they knew they had to jumpstart things a little bit. They really struggled in the first half trying to slow them down, but now they had a plan, made that adjustment that we always talk about, and it worked very well on that play.
And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Prater now will send it away following the made field goal. And a fair catch taken here at the 5-yard line. Huh, interesting.
Let's go.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 5-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And last time we saw them go for it in kind of an unusual situation. It's not like it's a fourth quarter do or die. They went for it, didn't get it. We'll see how that affects them this go-around.
Partner, I'm wondering if we're starting to see the effects of analytics coming into play here, where people are studying the number of possessions, how many times you should go for it, what position it leaves your team in. Maybe we're starting to see a little bit of that creeping into the NFL game.
Yeah, I think that he's into the clear. The 20, 10, touchdown, 49ers. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl as his guys are back within a single score.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
This is Hillman on 1st and 10. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Manning. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Thomas the intended target. And it'll bring up 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Manning. Sliding out of the pocket. He's got it complete to Gronkowski. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46.
I think we need to come up with a different name for this position. We keep calling it the fullback position. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback, but we know this. Whoever's coming out of that spot is usually bigger and stronger, and they may not run away from people, but they'll run through them.
Yeah, able to shed a 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. On 4th down, that turned out like a punt. Maybe he was better defensively there just to knock it down.
And you know they go over those situations. All right, 4th.
In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. And what we just saw, very, very rare. We only had 5 of those in the first 50 Super Bowls.
The biggest stage, the biggest game, and we just saw it happen again. Extraordinary.
The defense has been good, and they were good again there. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago they were... And he's going to go down. It's a sack on Kaepernick.
And that's his 3rd sack, and that ties a Super Bowl record. Makes me think of my old college teammate, Reggie White. He had 3 with the Green Bay Packers in Super Bowl 31. Darnell Dockett of Arizona, Super Bowl 43. And Coney Ealy, 3 sacks for the Panthers against Denver in Super Bowl 50.
All those sacks, they've only been an official record since Super Bowl 17. I know it's believed that L.C. Greenwood unofficially had 4 way back in Super Bowl 10.
Wearing those golden high tops as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking here for Smith downfield. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A big play there. 59 yards as his guys are back within a single score. Point after, right down the middle. And that will shave one more off this lead. A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that. But the rushing game, almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Throwing is Manning. They'll dump it down to Hillman. 2 yards, good enough for a first. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They toss it to Hillman. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and it's 3rd down. The Broncos on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15. It's completed to Caldwell. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
And he will have the 1st down as he's brought down up near midfield. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. Moreno. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Manning hauled in here. Caldwell. His second catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Mike, 53. You draw Porter.
Going quickly here to Thomas. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Working from the gun, Manning. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Decker that time, and it's 3rd down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. To throw, it's Manning. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
So points so crucial in a tight game like this, but this kick off the goalpost, and that'll keep the score right where it is.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made this a 2-score game, but any cushion this late definitely would have helped. Now they need to ask their defense for another stop, and that's going to require some work.
Throwing on 1st down is Kaepernick. And this one's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Here's McCluster. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
It's brought in by Golden. His 2nd catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down. The clock showing 2 minutes even in what's been a memorable Super Bowl 54. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. McCluster. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 36 yards on the play. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Not even a chance to pitch that one as he's swallowed up in the backfield. We've had some wild Super Bowl finishes recently. 49 in Arizona, 51 in Houston, now this one. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try and push it in with Gore. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll run it with Jacobs. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And once again, the 49ers are back out in front. So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. They'll try and run it with Gore. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation. Have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for third down. He's back to throw. And Thomas has it. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Now Manning. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A big play there with time running out. And they have taken the lead here in the final minute. The point after is good. And that will make this a 4-point game. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases,
and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Let's get out.
They'll look to throw. And Bolden brings it in complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. To throw is Kaepernick. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And the Lombardi Trophy goes west. And it goes to the Denver Broncos, your Super Bowl champs. For the victors, getting to hoist that Lombardi Trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no All combine stats, such as the 40-yard dash, are now available in scouting. Welcome to Draft Week. All the effort you spend scouting comes down to this. Start the draft whenever you're ready.
The Broncos are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. Well, wait, looks like both war rooms are feverishly back on the phones. I think that means a trade is coming. The Titans are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. Well, if you're wondering what the delay is, I think we've got a trade coming here. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. Hold on now. This pick is trading teams. The 49ers are now on the clock. I see both teams filling out cards. You know what that means? We've got a trade. The Broncos are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a trade. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. How come nobody's at the podium? That's because both teams are right now working on a trade. The Giants are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. Well, wait, looks like both war rooms are feverishly back on the phones. I think that means a trade is coming.